If you're wondering which mid-range phones are worth your money, stick around. After we run through each product, I'll give you my personal take. Would I buy it or would I skip it? No fluff, just my honest opinion. Let's get into it. Honor 200 Pro, the Snapdragon 8S. Gen 3 processor makes this thing fly faster than my patience during software updates. Plus, that 5,200 mAh battery with 100-watt charging means I can go from 0 to hero in about an hour. The camera partnership with Studio Harcourt sounds fancy, but honestly, feels more gimmicky than a TikTok dance trend. And at 199 grams, it's lighter than my wallet after buying it. Would I buy it? Maybe. It's like the middle child of flagship phones. Good enough to not embarrass you, but not special enough to brag about. Xiaomi Poco R6 Pro. This Marvel Iron Man edition phone screams, "I'm a superhero," louder than my neighbor's car alarm at 3 a.m. with IP68 water resistance that actually lets you drop it in the toilet without crying. The 6.67-inch AMOLED display hits 1400 nits peak brightness, which is brighter than my future. But no wireless charging means you're still tethered to cables like it's 2015. Would I buy it? Yes. Because any phone that survives my clumsiness and looks this cool while doing it deserves my money. Samsung Galaxy A56 5G. Samsung slapped a 5,000 mAh battery in this bad boy that lasts longer than most Hollywood marriages, and the 45-watt charging is faster than the Galaxy A55, but still slower than my growing impatience. The build quality is more solid than my relationship with pizza, but the lack of wireless charging on a 500-pound phone feels like buying a Ferrari without air conditioning. Would I buy it? Maybe. It's reliable like that friend who always shows up but never brings anything exciting to the party. Nothing. Phone 3 Pro. The transparent back design with those glowing glyph lights makes it look like a disco ball had a baby with a smartphone. And the 50-megapixel periscope telephoto camera with 3x optical zoom actually takes decent photos for once. The Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 processor performs like a tired marathon runner. It gets the job done, but don't expect any speed records. Plus, the IP64 rating means it can handle your tears, but not your swimming pool. Would I buy it? Yes, because life's too short for boring phones, and this thing has more personality than most people I know. Realm G2X. This phone's 6,000 nit peak brightness could probably blind satellites in orbit, and the 120-watt charging gets you 50% battery in 10 minutes, which is faster than my attention span during meetings. The Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 processor handles everything I throw at it except my unrealistic expectations. But only having 2 rear cameras feels like showing up to a food fight with a plastic spoon. Would I buy it? Yes, because any phone that charges faster than I can make excuses for being late deserves a spot in my pocket. Realm 12 Pro Plus 5G. This bad boy comes with a 64-megapixel periscope telephoto camera that'll make you feel like a paparazzi stalking celebrities. Plus, the Snapdragon 7S Gen 2 processor handles daily tasks without breaking a sweat. The downside is that while it looks premium with its unique design, the performance could be better for the price and you're stuck without wireless charging like it's still 2015. Would I buy it? Yes, it's like getting a sports car that looks amazing and has decent features, even if it's not the fastest on the track. Motorola Edge 50 Pro. The Edge 50 Pro packs a solid camera system with 50-megapixel main sensor and optical image stabilization, but the shutter speed is slower than my grandma getting out of bed on a Sunday morning. It heats up during gaming sessions like a laptop from 2010, and Motorola's software update schedule is about as reliable as a weather forecast. Would I buy it? No. It's like dating someone who looks great on paper, but has commitment issues and overheats during important moments. Honor 400. The Honor 400 brings a super bright OLED display that'll blind you in the best way possible, and a 200-megapixel main camera that takes surprisingly good photos. Plus, it can turn your boring photos into moving videos using artificial intelligence magic. The catch is that it only has IP65 water resistance, so it'll survive a light drizzle, but not your clumsy ass dropping it in the toilet, and the plastic frame feels cheaper than it should for the price. Would I buy it? Maybe. It's like buying a really smart friend who's great at parties, but you're always worried they'll break under pressure. OnePlus 13R. The 13R is a beast with its 6,000 mAh battery that lasts 2 full days and a 6.78-inch display. That's perfect for gaming and binge watching. Plus, the 55-watt fast charging will juice it up faster than you can say, "Where's my charger?" The major buzzkill is the complete lack of wireless charging, which is like buying a Tesla without autopilot. Technically it works, but you're missing the point of modern convenience. Would I buy it? Yes. It's like getting a reliable workhorse that does everything you need except that one thing you really wanted, but the price makes you forgive its sins. Xiaomi 14T Pro. This thing packs a MediaTek Dimensity 9300 plus chipset that'll make your gaming smoother than my pickup lines. Plus, it charges at 120 watts, which is faster than my attention span. The downside is it gets warmer than a microwave burrito during heavy gaming, and the display efficiency is about as good as my diet plans. Would I buy it? Yes, because who doesn't want flagship performance without selling a kidney to afford it? Motorola Edge 60 Pro, the Edge. 60 Pro rocks a massive 6,000 mAh battery that lasts longer than most of my relationships, and that 4,500 nit brightness means you can actually see the screen, even when the sun is trying to blind you. But that fingerprint scanner works about as reliably as my promises to go to the gym. And the MediaTek Dimensity 8350 chipset is decent, but not exactly setting the world on fire. Would I buy it? Maybe. It's solid, but feels like ordering vanilla ice cream when chocolate exists. Motorola Edge 50 Fusion. This phone has IP68 water resistance, so it can survive my clumsy ass dropping it in the toilet. Plus, those stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos make Netflix binges sound crisp. The problem is, it's running a Snapdragon 7S Gen 2 internationally, or a weaker Snapdragon 6 Gen 1 in Latin America, which is like getting a sports car with a lawnmower engine. Would I buy it? No. Because paying mid-range money for budget performance is like buying expensive ramen that still tastes like cardboard. Xiaomi Poco R6 Pro. The F6 Pro brings last year's Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 flagship chipset for the price of a decent dinner. Plus, that 2K resolution display at 526 pixels per inch is sharper than my wit on a good day. The catch is, you're basically buying yesterday's flagship tech repackaged, and at 209 grams, it's heavier than my emotional baggage. Would I buy it? Yes, because getting flagship specs for mid-range cash is like finding a designer jacket at a thrift store. Apple iPhone 16e, the iPhone. 16e finally gives us a modern iPhone design without the premium price tag, sporting that A18 chip that'll handle anything you throw at it like a digital superhero. But you're stuck with a single rear camera that makes the back look lonelier than me on Valentine's Day. And that 60Hz display refresh rate feels ancient compared to everyone else's 120Hz smoothness. Would I buy it? Maybe. It's a solid phone, but paying $599 for 60Hz in 2025 feels like buying a horse when everyone else has cars. Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. The S24 FE rocks a 6.7-inch display with 120Hz refresh rate, and that sweet Exynos 2400E chipset. But damn, Samsung really said, let's give them 25 watts charging in 2024 inches like we're still living in the Stone Age. This phone has more AI features than my ex had red flags, plus it's got that fancy Gorilla Glass Victus Plus protection, but honestly, the charging speed makes me want to throw it against that very same glass. Would I buy it? Maybe. It's got flagship vibes at a mid-range price, but that charging speed is slower than my motivation on Monday mornings. Google Pixel 9a. The Pixel 9a comes packing the same Tensor G4 processor as its expensive siblings and delivers those buttery smooth camera results that make your Instagram look less like a crime scene. The problem is, Google's Tensor chip runs hotter than a jalapeno's armpit, and the performance scores are lower than my expectations for this relationship. Would I buy it? Yes, because at under $500, you're getting Google's computational photography magic that makes even your ugly mug look decent. Motorola Edge 2024. This bad boy sports a 6.6-inch P-OLED display with 144Hz refresh rate and 68 watts fast charging that actually lives up to its name. Plus, it's got that eco leather back that feels fancier than it has any right to be. The downside is, Motorola's software support is more unreliable than a weather forecast, with users still waiting for Android 15 updates like they're waiting for Half-Life 3. Would I buy it? No, because what's the point of having a great phone if the company treats software updates like optional homework assignments? Honor 400 Pro. The Honor 400 Pro absolutely destroys the competition with its 200-megapixel main camera, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor, and 100 watts charging that goes from 0 to hero, faster than my mood swings. The catch is, it costs almost twice as much as some of these other phones, making it about as mid-range as a Lamborghini is budget-friendly. Would I buy it? Maybe. It's technically incredible, but calling it mid-range is like calling a mansion cozy. Samsung Galaxy A36 5G. The A36 finally bumped up to 45 watts charging and keeps that reliable 5,000 milliamp hour battery. But Samsung decided to stick with the same old camera setup that's more basic than a pumpkin spice latte order. It's got decent specs for the price and that classic Samsung build quality, but the camera performance makes you wonder if Samsung's engineers were having an off day or just really hate photography. Would I buy it? No, because in 2025, having a mediocre camera on your phone is like having a car without wheels. Technically possible, but completely pointless. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you pick the mid-range phones for you. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Links to all of these products mentioned in this video will be in the description.